Hey guys, what's going on? I want to give you my, let's see, what is it? My 9-day impressions of the Galaxy S3 on AT&T. Like I said, it's been 9 days. Got it last Saturday. So I just want to go over the phone, kind of give you my impressions. Not necessarily a review, just how I feel about the phone after using it for 9 days. Just give you a quick little background. The last two phones that I've had, the one right before this one was the HTC One X, and the one prior to that one was the Samsung Galaxy Nexus on Verizon. So I'm used to the big screens and the really nice quality screens, the 720 by 1280 screens. So just so you know where I'm coming from, I may refer back to them while I'm talking about this. But anyway, let's get it going. Like I said, this is on AT&T, and I just want to go over again my impressions of it, and maybe you'll like it or maybe you won't like it. So obviously the first thing we're going to look at, this is the body of the phone, and this is a big phone. Remember, it's a 4.8 inch screen, white one obviously. First thing that I noticed when I finally got it in hand is just exactly how thin it is. It is so hard. You watch these YouTube videos and all these videos and they go, oh, it's thin and stuff, but until you really get your hands on it, you can't, it doesn't, when you pick it up you go, wow, that really is thin. Like, you just don't think it's going to be that thin by, I mean, yeah, you can see how thin it is, but until you get it in your hand, then you're like kind of blown away going, wow, that really is thin. It didn't look that thin on the videos and stuff. Just kind of a real quick comparison. I do have the very first Samsung Galaxy here, the Vibrant on T-Mobile. I actually messed with it. I actually got it running on ice cream sandwich on a ROM. But from the first one, I never had the second one. Never came out on Verizon, so never had the second one. But just kind of a really quick comparison. Obviously the size difference. I think this was a 4-inch, and then let's squish them together here. I mean, there's a pretty difference. I always thought this was thin and light, but compared to this one, it's nothing. But just a little comparison since I have it still. So like I said, it's super thin and it's crazy thin. The design of this phone is fantastic. I mean, the white is just awesome. It is, people, yes, it is. It is made out of plastic. Little cheap battery cover. And this is like a brushed aluminum. My guess it's probably still plastic. Very light. I know some people talk about that. But at no times have I ever felt this was a cheap phone. Even this one, it's plastic, the same type of thing. These things are just built very well. So, you might pick up, oh, it feels like plastic, doesn't feel as good as maybe like a Droid phone or even HTC One X. They don't, it's not going to fall apart. If you drop it, it's not going to fall apart. This thing is built well. There's no seams or creaking, so you can just put that aside. These things are built very well. A lot of things in life today are built out of plastic, and they're built very well. And I actually like the back cover being kind of real bendy like that. I think it just makes them easier to take off, as opposed to being all stiff. When you take them off, you can snap that sucker in half. I've seen people do that. So with these that are as bendy as they are, I prefer that. But like I said, the build quality is fantastic. Feels good in the hand. It's an odd thing because, like I said, I went from the Nexus. They had a 4.65 inch screen to the HTC One, which is a 4.7, 4.8. So that's a 0.1 difference between this, and it's not a big deal. But for whatever reason, this one feels big in my hand. I think it's because it might be wider than the other ones. It's not a bad thing, but it just feels a little bit bigger to me than what I thought it might. Like I said, because I think it's wider. But when you do have it in the hand, even though it feels big, it feels very comfortable with the rounded edges and stuff. Very much like the Nexus phone. But it feels nice. It's light. It's comfortable. It weighs, it's not all top heavy or bottom heavy or anything like that. As you can see, Doesn't have a big, end like some of the phones had. So overall, with the quality and the feel of the phone, I'm very happy with. Another thing I'm very happy with is the power button on the side. When you get to these big phones, it should just be on the side. Whether you like it on the side or not, trust me, you'll come to like it. When I pull this thing out of my pocket, my thumb's already on it. If not, you got to go up here and go click, click. And if you hold your phone kind of like I do, you got to force it up there. So like the HTC One X, I never liked it up there. It was always hard to get. Then again, you got the physical home button that you can press to unlock your screen as opposed to that, and you got the volume rocker, obviously. And I love the physical home button. It's weird. I had to get used to it. It's weird because when I first got it, it almost felt like it was, recessed a little bit. Like this thing does not stick out. See if my camera can focus on that. I mean, this thing barely sticks out. So I'm like, I thought it would stick out a lot more than that, but it doesn't. I'm curious to see how long that's gonna last. Because I mean, you can kind of push it around just a little bit, so it's a little probably looser than I would like, but not bad at all. Like I haven't had any issues with it, but I'm curious to see how long they last. If they might last forever, who knows? But I do like it. It's a nice twist on things. And good job, Samsung, for coming out with the same phone for all carriers. And just kind of look at it around. But I mean, it's just a gorgeous phone. I'm very impressed with it. So with that, like I said, been happy with it. I'm going to talk a little bit about the camera. I don't take a lot of pictures. I usually, if I do, it's just kind of to mess around with the camera. If I go somewhere, then I'll take some pictures. But the pictures I've taken, it just to let you know, it is an 8 megapixel camera. It does very, very well. It's probably easily one of the best cameras. Sorry, I'm doing something else at the same time. Apologize. Turning down my TV. Takes great pictures. My Nexus took great pictures. The HTC One took great pictures. Excuse me. This takes great pictures. Compared to my HTC One X, I'm not really seeing anything that's better. I kind of take it as both of them are about the same. I mean, if there's a difference, I never saw it, which is a good thing. They're both great phones, great cameras. It's nice to see good quality cameras now. I think Motorola just needs to step up because their cameras are horrible. Video recording on this thing is fantastic. A lot of the ways that I test to see how good the quality is, even on my pictures, is I'll hook this up to my computer, which has an old type of, it's an LCD screen, but it's not real fancy or nothing, and I'll watch them on that. If they look good on that, then I know that it takes good pictures and good video. Have not been disappointed in any of that at all. So I think you'll really enjoy it. Like I said, I don't take a lot of pictures, but when I do, I like them to look good. Now there is a lot of times when I take a picture and it doesn't look good, but then again, I got a $300 digital camera that sometimes I take pictures and they don't look good. So I think you just gotta think about what you're taking a picture, maybe how you want to take a picture, and give it a few seconds, let it focus, let it do its thing, and I think you'll get good pictures. So overall, very happy with that. Let's get into it. Just so you aware, maybe you don't know this, but this is a Snapdragon S4 processor, 1.5 gig with 2 gigs of internal storage. Easily one of the fastest phones I've ever owned. It's the same processor in the HTC One X. That was fast. That never felt like it was slow to me. My Nexus was running on a different, I can't remember, it was a Texas Instrument 1.2, I think it was. That never really felt slow to me, but for whatever reason, this just feels a little snappier than the HTC One X. Can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's the TouchWiz UI or just the whole processor or combination, but it's always felt a little snappier and a little zippier than my HTC One X, which I only owned for maybe a couple weeks. I had some issues with it, so I returned it and then used a buddy's old iPhone 3 for about 2.5 weeks before I got this one. That was a horrible experience. But It's just been extremely, I don't know what I'm doing, snappy. I've been very impressed with it. I have run into a little bit of a lag going from a screen. It's ever so slightly, and it's mostly when the phone's been asleep for a little while. I'll come in here, and then I'll go one way or I'll go the other way, and it's just the slightest hesitation, just the slightest, just enough that I can notice it, and it kind of like, and so that's the only thing I'm really coming across. But once it's going, it goes about as fast as you can get it to go. I mean, it's just, there's nothing that slow about it. And so I don't know if it's caused by an app or not. I've kind of went through my apps and deleted a few of them, and it's still doing it. So, but it's very, very slight. Definitely, every phone I've ever had has had some type of lag going from screen to screen, or just a little bit. So this is definitely the best. The only other type of lag I get, I don't know if it'll get into. I probably have to. Well, usually, sometimes when I come out of my text message, this screen will reload. It's a little screen withdrawal, but it reloads it so fast that it's not a problem. And I find it coming out of my text messaging more than I do anything else. But you can actually see it reload everything, so it's not, let's see, go back in there and then hit the home button. You see how that comes up? It doesn't do that. You can actually see everything kind of reload, but it does it literally before I can even snap my fingers. So again, I don't know if that's TouchWiz or if it's an app that's caused that, but it's been a lot worse on most of my other phones, so I'm happy that's all I'm getting. Like I said, it's super fast, super zippy. Other than that, apps and everything open up freakishly fast. It's crazy. TouchWiz, like I said, this is the only other phone that I've had TouchWiz on way back in the day. Didn't hate it, didn't like it. I like it. I mean, I don't love it, but I like it. I like, as you can see, I'm still using it. I'm not using a launch or anything. And I'll continue to use it until I stop liking it. Even though I like Nova Launcher or Apex Launcher on these phones. I'm digging this one. I think it just does what it should. What's going on here? Okay. It's just, I don't know, I like the way it looks. I think it's better than what it used to be. Obviously still not perfect, but everybody's going to be different. You might like it, you may hate it, you may, good thing about Android is that you can change it, add a launcher. But I mean, you can just see again how smooth it is. There's no lag. I've not run into lag in almost any area of the phone. It's just once in a while I'll catch that little bit, and it's usually just the first screen I go to, and after that it's just as smooth as it can be. So I've been very happy with that. So with the whole phone, the way it runs, the way it looks, I've been extremely happy with. Even convinced my wife that has an iPhone to get one. She's still on Verizon right now. We just ordered her phone last Thursday. It hasn't shipped yet. I don't know why, when other people are ordering it the day after and it's shipped. So I don't know. Hopefully she'll get hers real soon. Let me see. There's a lot of things that I think TouchWiz brings to the table, and this is a reason why I kind of like UIs. I do like stock Android, don't get me wrong, but I like UIs because they can just add something that you won't get on stock without maybe putting a ROM on there and stuff. And it's just cool little, look at it. I love this lock screen. To me, that's just neat. Do I have to have something like this? I don't have to, but I kind of just like I guess it's different. And then obviously you got your icons that you can put down in there and stuff. But I mean, it's just, it's the motion control things that this thing can do, where you're text messaging somebody and you just hold it up to your ear and it calls. It works 100% of the time. The eye thing up there works, I'd probably say 95% of the time. The times it doesn't, it seems like it was when it was a little darker outside, or just maybe wasn't holding it quite right. it's worked. You know, it's some very, I don't even know if I have any pictures. Of my cat. Oops. I mean, see, you got just, you know, the little things like that that I think are cool. I don't know if I'd ever use them for the most part, but they're cool, and I do like the, in fact, I gotta go in there and turn it on. Taking a picture and using your voice. It's weird because I've shown some people at work that all have iPhones. I couldn't get it to work, and then they'd leave, and then it would work multiple times in a row. So, another thing I like are the buttons down here. And I love when you get a notification. I mean, I love how they go away. That's just awesome. I even like the menu button. People, you know, like I said, the last two phones I've had, you know, it's had obviously ice cream sandwich, and coming from the Nexus where you go into the app and they have the on-screen settings and stuff. So it was weird to see them go back to something like that, but you know, we've all used it for many years, so going back to it's nothing, and I like it. I'm used to it as easy as it can be. I'm not picky. Then you got your task, and one of the reasons I did take back that HTC One X was the multitasking was just absolutely horrible. It was horrible. At least on this one, it works. It works great. You can see the folders and stuff. But yeah, it's the little things that I really like about this phone. So using it, I've not had any Wi-Fi issues, data issues. I do not have LTE in my area, so I've been getting some good HSPA plus things down in here. So not too bad. Another thing that's the battery. I wonder if I can go into my battery right now. I'm on Wi-Fi all day at home, and at work I'm off and on it. I can use it, I can be on it, but I can't use it, and that's why there's two Wi-Fi networks at my work, and so I have to get on another one, and it's very weak in the part of the building I work on. It's very weak. I usually only get one little line, but I can use it. But when I'm away from it, then I do use 3G, so it's back and forth. I was off yesterday and off today, so I'm getting excellent battery life today. But I can average about 15, 16, 17, maybe even 18 hours of battery life most days. The days that I'm home and stuff, as you see, I'm at 22 hours. It's kind of hard to see. 22 hours, 33 minutes with 34%. Screen time's probably on the low side. I'm usually around, that's normal for me. If it'll get up to about 3 hours by the time I need to charge it. But on a normal day, it's anywhere from about an hour 45 to about that. But 8 hours of that, I was sleeping, so I don't charge it unless it gets down to about 5 or 6%, and it was about 48, 49% when I went to bed last night. So, but I do average 15 hours plus is what I tell people. 15 hours plus of battery life on this every day, so that's great. And I know when we get LTE, that'll go down a little bit. But you know, it's the little things like when you go into contacts. Come on. I don't know what it's doing there. I gotta go in there and look at that. But when you know, because you can hold it and either call or text message or call somebody. That to me is something that, you know, TouchWiz does. Ice Cream Sandwich doesn't do that. You know, other phones don't do that. There's something to say for phones with UIs. You may hate them, you might like them, you know. You can always root this phone, put something stock on there, but I've done that a lot in the past, and I don't think I'm going to be really messing with it for a while. I'm just taking my time off. Anyway, guys, like I said, I've had no issues that I'm really concerned with. Nothing as of yet. It's been a fantastic phone. I would definitely, if you're on AT&T, go check. Well, you know, unfortunately, you can't buy it in a store yet. But when you can, check it out, or check out the HTC One X. I thought that was a fantastic phone. I even liked Sense that was on it. But this just has some more of my needs, the little things. It's, you know, the little motion things that I enjoy. So I really like that. So I've been very happy with this phone. 100% satisfied. I'm going to probably keep it for a while. We'll see. Wanted to quickly show you a case that I got with this. It's a body glove It's kind of it's not a black, it's almost like a dark gray, very bendy. These are the kind of cases I like. I don't like hard shell cases. I've seen them break too many times when people drop them. So this is what I've been rocking. I hate cases, but I do work outside, so this thing adds almost no bulk to the phone. It is very sleek, and the cutouts are just perfect on it. It's just, you get a little grip here, but it's very thin. It's maybe not as thin as the, like the hard shell, like thin cases are, but for the kind of protection that this is going to give you, and it very thin. I had a different one on here that I traded this one for, and everybody at work really agrees that this is a better case. It's a very thin case. Still not like a bury there case, but a good impact for dropping. I don't have a screen protector. I don't like them. If it scratches, it scratches. It is running Gorilla Glass 2 on there, just to let you guys know. But over that, guys, been very happy with this phone. Can't wait till my wife gets hers, so hopefully we'll get a shipping thing today, maybe. There we go, guys. My impressions of the Galaxy S3 on AT&T, 9 days in. 100% satisfied. Like I said, I've had 0 issues with this. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Leave some comments or ask some questions if you're wanting to know something. Anyway, guys, have a good one.